Hello everyone, I am Crawlers and this is my very first game of Air Superiority. Actually it's my first and second games, so there are 2 rounds in this video. Um, Unfortunately the sound didn't record, so y'all are stuck with my soothing voice. Oh, and 1080p Battlefield on Ultra, of course. So, don't forget to enjoy it in full screen. You can also make optional airplane noises yourself. Like all sorts of cool stuff. I try to avoid air superiority, actually, thinking because I suck at as a pilot, I will get my ass handed to me and come out the other side with like .3 KDR and no flag captures. Well, it actually turns out to be surprisingly easy to cap flags in air superiority. You do 1-2 loops at most near a flag, and you got it. That's it. It's capped. Okay, so why make this fighter tutorial for air superiority if I can't fly for shit? Well, because I made this video because I think I stumbled onto a setup which I want to share with you because I think it's gonna prove very, very good for staying alive in air superiority. But before I get into what it is and the nuts and bolts of it, let's see what kind of animal air superiority actually is. Okay, so you got 2 sides with 12 jets per side. Now the way the game works is the jets hover in mid-air before anyone spawns in them, and when they do, you just sort of lunge forward and into the enemy without actually taking off. So it's not pretty at all. Now when you spawn, you still need to step on the accelerator pedals. You have in everything including afterburner, because otherwise your gear will be flapping in the wind. And I actually had a moment where I think I glitched or something. I had one of my main gears come up, and I think my crew chief was either drunk or a moron, or both. And so, it screwed up my flying. I was just flying slow and always listing to one side, which wasn't all that nice. Now, although you can't take off, you can land, which will be pretty pointless anyway, since you can't get out of the jet to repair it. Which brings me to my next point. You can't eject in air superiority. So when you pull the handle, a nice calm woman's voice will tell you to basically off and burn up in your jet. So if you're shot at or are disabled, you are going to get scared. The sort of scared you are when the tampon string disappears. Think about it. But hey, this works both ways. The enemies you're gonna shoot are going to die even if you haven't finished the job. So no matter what, you've killed your enemy, and the kill is guaranteed. Now the static airplanes also bring out another funny thing. Those airplanes that no one sits in and that are hovering in spawn, they are still considered vehicles. So yes, you can drive up to them and shoot them. You'll get all the points for vehicles disabled or destroyed, but obviously no kill points if no one's in it. I actually think that I got one of those cheeky vehicle destroys on tape here somewhere. Oh, and a quick word about heat seekers. everyone will have heat seekers and probably stealth. Um, the thing about heat seekers is though that a disabled enemy fighter knows this is a one-way trip. So he will try to ram you before dying because he knows he can't eject anyway. So he'll take you with him. So, you know, be careful and make sure you go for the kill and not just the disable. I'll also say a word about the flags. You're gonna have 3 flags per map, and they're going to be in the shape of barrage balloons, or as my brother put it, yeah, I'd kept that. Now, capping itself happens real quickly, as I said, and the radius of the flag is pretty big, so you know, you do 1 or 2 wide circles around the barrage balloon and it's capped. Okay, now for the setup, the main event, so to speak. Now before I make a complete fool of myself, I will ask the pro pilots to leave this video. Close it now. Yes, you can use the back button. I'll wait. Okay, only the noobs remain, right? Okay, good. So I will tell you my setup. Now we all know that most missiles can be outturned without popping flares, which everyone seems to have in their superiority. So this got me thinking, what would happen if I take the extinguisher instead of flares? I mean, the ECM for fighters is still broken crap, so seems like the obvious kit, right? Outturn the missile, and if you can't and you are hit, you know you can't eject anyway, so you're dead. You know, pop the extinguisher and run. Also, I found that about half of the time, if you can't, if you turn into the missile and it hits you on the ass or very close, you will not be disabled and wouldn't have to pop the extinguisher. So, you know, you will take a bit of damage, but the point is not to pop the extinguisher unless absolutely necessary. So fire, you know, fire would require an extinguisher. Having about 80% health doesn't require an extinguisher. You know, it's just a flash wound, it will kill itself. So, considering this was my first year superiority, and I still came out of both rounds with something like 0.9 KDR, which is actually a lot better than what I expected. You know, all in all, a good deal. So with a bit of practice, you can get real good at it. I have been Crawlers. Thanks for watching. Please rate, subscribe, and check out my other videos. Thanks.